Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tadaima, a Terrace House Podcast, your weekly companion to your favorite show on Netflix. I am Robert Scarpanito, and I am joined here by Daily Wilhelm.
Konbanwa.
Jack Cepeda.
It feels like the world is frozen in time. What's up, guys?
And that's the end of the show, because that's the credits music. Thank you,
Jack.
I love that song. And Colin Sparling.
Let it go, let it go.
We don't have the license for that.
He said frozen, all right? He said frozen. And also, these girls on this show need to let shit go.
Seriously.
Y'all, did you see the new trailer for Frozen 2? I mean, it's old news now, but it looks good.
Is that real?
It looks good.
I saw
really good.
Yeah, it's real.
It looks grimdark.
I saw the trailer for... go ahead.
The water looks so good in that trailer.
I saw the trailer for Aladdin, and that was cool to me.
Sure.
You sure?
Yeah. The second one, not the first one with whack-ass looking Will Smith. I saw the second one where they're singing A Whole New World, and I got the feels.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, in this week's episode of Terrace House that we're talking about, I think we get a whole new world of kind of maybe the worst argument ever seen in Terrace House. Possibly.
Ever.
It's pretty bad.
But
this week, we're talking about week 45 of Terrace House Opening New Doors, part 6, Tattling. It's a simple title with a very
Says a
not
lot.
simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of the worst, but we'll ramp up to the craziness that is the end of this episode. But we start out with the panel and surprise guest Kenta Maeda from the LA Dodgers, the pitcher for the LA Dodgers, is here.
He's good, too. I checked out some of his highlights. So apparently, a couple years ago, in his first game, his major league debut, keep in mind he's a pitcher, right? He hit a home run on his first game as a Dodger. Like,
Whoa.
Cinderella story. It made like national headlines because pitchers are notoriously terrible batters. That's why they have designated hitters in one of those leagues. I don't know which one, but obviously the one he's not in. But yeah, that's a cool thing. He's like a serious player too.
Yeah, but he's also a serious Terrace House fan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love there's that similar narrative that all the guests wind up saying, or like fans of Terrace House, where they're like, I was just watching it and then I got a bunch of other people to start watching it.
Yeah,
it's almost
it's
kind of like
infectious.
how this podcast started.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Dude, it's an infectious show. It really is. I like that he was talking about how it was like, I would be in the locker room, I'd be watching it on like my iPad or my phone, and they'd be looking over my shoulder, be like, what's this? And they just started, it's like a virus.
It's definitely one of those shows that you need to talk about, I feel like, with somebody. Like, there's the need for the dialogue to happen afterwards. You can't just sit there in a vacuum and just enjoy the show. You lose something with that, I think. So there's a sense of community here. And speaking of community...
Go ahead. I was going to say, I think it's just a hard show to explain. Like, it's hard to just like cold pitch someone on this show, I think.
What do they say? I can't remember in the Time article, the 2018 top shows or whatever. They said something like, it's like a low drama replacement to Real World, something like that. I can't remember, but they were Yama was bringing up that Terrace House was named by Time Magazine as one of the top shows of 2018. I think there might be a loss in translation of a translation because he said that it was like the number 6 most watched show in North America, and that's not necessarily true. It's actually just one of the best shows, so it's a subjective take from one editor.
Right, yeah, I found the Time article written by Judy Berman. So this was published back in November 2018, but it's just basically a top 10 list of that person's favorite shows. And granted, it's being published in Time Magazine, so it has a lot of clout behind it.
Yeah.
I don't want to downplay this, but yeah.
Right. Yeah, but it's not like he's, getting more views than, I don't know, America's Got Talent or whatever. It's not like that.
Yeah. And
Still cool.
I just want to shout out that number 5 on that list is The Good Place. Y'all should watch The Good Place.
Yeah, The Good Place is really good.
It's a great show. But getting back to Terrace House, Kenta from the Dodgers, he reveals that his favorite person in all of Terrace House is Taishi. Dude, Taishi.
I gotta agree. I mean, I don't know if he's my favorite, but he's in the top 5 for me.
Like, I cannot wait until we get to Aloha State and just cover all of Taishi, because that's basically the last half.
Yeah, it's gonna be a moment. I can't wait to get there too. Eventually, one day we'll get there. But I love Yama. He's just like, all he did was swing a wooden sword by a pool. What the fuck's the big deal? Like, kind of good point, sort of.
Yeah. And I think just a common running theme with the panel this entire episode is Kenta and Yama disagreeing on everything.
Yeah.
Because Kenta really wants Yui to get a win, and Yama's like, nope, I want her to be alone. I want her to be the last one in the house.
And that the doors close like on her fingers. Like, ouch.
Yeah. Like, what an
Dang,
evil
dude.
like twist at the end there.
Totally.
Yeah, but by the end of this episode, I think Yama may be closer to being right than we expected. But let's talk about it later. The episode properly opens in the kitchen with Ayo and Kaito, and Kaito kind of tells Ayo about what happened last night, how he and Maya kissed. They slept together, but not sex, just slept.
Yeah.
And
They
he's
went to
worried about long distance.
Because
Yeah,
he's got his mind set up that he's going to go to U.S. after the show to work on his skateboarding skills and
Right.
up his game.
Yeah, he wants to be a skateboarder for the Olympic team. I don't know if it's
Right.
like specifically like the Olympic team for Japan or the US. I'm gonna assume it's Japan. But yeah, that's pretty cool. And it's weird because so does that mean the US is like the pinnacle of skateboarding then? Does like we're better skateboarders than everywhere else? I don't know.
If I had to guess, maybe it's that like the culture is so prevalent
It's true.
in America.
In California, for sure.
Well, yeah,
There-
totally.
Yeah. There
That's
might
probably
be
the
like
mecca of it.
training facilities or like really elaborate skate parks, I would imagine, here versus in Japan.
Sure.
Yeah, what
We've
if what
just seen monsters.
I didn't know the skateboarding was in the Olympics.
Yeah, it's a
That's
real
crazy.
thing.
Yeah,
That's
oh, I
cool.
know about the X Games. I wonder if he'd go into the X Games.
You know,
I know.
I really want Whiplash, but for skateboarding, like the movie Whiplash.
Oh man,
Yeah, dude, I mean, there already kind of is that, right?
it's Tony Hawk yelling at Kaito.
Listen,
They call it like Wipeout or something.
dude, it would be insane if we got a scene where we saw Kaito meeting Tony Hawk.
I'm going to bless this podcast with this movie to Google. It's called Gleaming the Cube. You want some hot 80s skateboarding, fucking awesome shit? Fuck. Gleaming the Cube. Google it, watch it. I don't know if it's streaming anywhere, but damn it, that movie
Gleaming the
was
Cube.
sweet in the 80s.
We'll see.
I
Gleaming
wanted
the
to
Cube.
build a skateboard ramp in my backyard after watching that movie. When I was
I
a
mean,
little kid.
I've seen the Lords of Dogtown, if that means anything.
Clearly
it means
not.
nothing.
So,
Yeah, I guess not. I fucked that movie. Everyone just kind of forgot about
Can
that
we
movie.
edit cricket noise?
but
a good
we
movie.
cut now to the evening in the kitchen with Yui, Maya, and Ayo. And Yui just returned from a job interview. She got past the first round. Congratulations to her. And Ayo asks her, "Hey, let's share drinks tonight."
Short
Sure, it's
notice.
like, oh.
Short notice.
Yeah, very, very short notice. Okay, so yeah, he's trying to be sporadic. Let's go to a bar, and then we go to the bar.
Spontaneous, I think, but sporadic works too. It's fine.
And
We
it's
go
just
to
awkward.
Ichimuan in Karuizawa, and it's like a kind of nice looking bar.
Yeah.
And what was weird to me is that it was empty. Just
Totally
like-
empty. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, just like the Noah and Sana bar makeout tongue down sesh. Like the bar was empty.
I'm thinking the producers get these places to be empty for them to for the audio quality, so they can hear what they're saying. Is my guess here, or unless like Japan's just this empty all the time.
Either that
Which
or,
it totally
like
isn't.
yeah, or either that or they're like kind of pulling rank, just to get the place empty so that they can have like a very intimate moment between the characters.
Yeah, it just seems to be a pattern, right? And I could see. I mean, if you're a business owner, there certainly you want your business and everything on Terrace House. Like it's worth the lost business that one night. I think. I'm just imagining the scenario, but that's kind of how I see it playing out.
Yeah.
Playing the long game.
I mean, I've definitely noticed like when they're in Tokyo, it's kind of like there's gonna be people. They can't clear out a lot of the places that are in Tokyo, but I feel like in Karuizawa, you either have the shot of like just in on their table, and thus you don't really know if other people are there. You kind of assume it, but we don't really know if other people are there. So
God,
maybe they're not.
That bar was about as empty as a world in Kingdom Hearts. Ayo.
It was
Same.
It was a cool bar. Slice. It was a cool bar, but the conversation kind of was awkward, right? Like he wouldn't even like really look her in the eyes when he was having his confession. Did anyone else notice that?
It was
He
a-
kind of like kept. I feel like he was fiddling with something with his hands or something. He's staring at the bar.
It was a very
And-
stilted conversation.
yeah, it starts with him asking Yui, so what is it you don't like about me? And, we all know, boogers.
She's got
spitting.
the list ready.
Yeah, but she's memorized it this time.
Yeah, there's not a piece of paper. And then what do you like about me? It was kind of like, well, sometimes you're pretty kind and, stuff.
Smell
but
good.
you smell, that's a nice compliment to get.
Maybe
especially after stinky boogers.
Right. Maybe he's spraying himself down all the time because he smokes.
That makes sense.
And
That makes a lot of sense.
because he smokes.
I feel like I would think that'd be a deal breaker for Yui. I don't know.
Smoking?
The smoking
I would
thing.
think. I don't know.
There's a lot of people on this show that smoke, though, so I don't know.
I would have thought that the fact that he cheated on a girlfriend would be the deal breaker for Yui.
They don't bring that up anymore. They really don't discuss it anymore. Ever since the first day.
Not beyond that first day, no.
Yeah,
but
Doesn't seem to be an issue.
I still think that there's a lot of things that are stopping Yui. I mean,
Like the cops.
Yikes.
like
That's
Like
on
the
our
cops
end.
going by.
That's on our end, guys.
that's
Yeah.
on the podcast. Don't worry. You're fine.
everything's okay.
Yeah,
The cops
don't
are
pull
coming
over.
for Yui.
Yeah.
No,
They need
but,
to.
I mean, I definitely think that Io's grown since coming onto Terrace House, and I think that would be something that Yui would admire. Like he's, putting in effort toward, becoming a personal trainer. But simultaneously, I feel like because she's gotten to know that he picks his nose and he spits, that's why she said that I feel like you treat me like a younger sister.
So when she said that, I got the vibe she was fishing for some kind of anchor. Like, why did you ask me here? I feel like she kind of wanted him to get to the point. Almost, it seemed a little impatient. Like she was like, "Tell me why we're here. Why'd you ask me here? I want to know. Are there feelings? I don't know. Maybe I'm just reaching too far, but that's kind of the vibe I got."
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel that sentiment because it was a very Yui question to ask, though. I feel like that was very on brand for her to be like.
And it wasn't a question. That's the genius of it, right? It was just a statement she said.
Yes.
She threw it out there to get him to respond, but it wasn't really technically a question.
Right.
Those are the best kind of questions, actually.
Passive aggressive motherfucker.
That's Yui in a nutshell, right?
That's true.
And it gets to the point where Io says, and I think he thinks he's smooth when he says this, I tend to act reserved around people I like.
He thinks he is.
And
So you didn't like
what?
anyone that first day you were there because he was not reserved.
Sigh.
Nani?
Yeah.
And yeah, Yui's just kind of like dumbstruck. I don't think she knows how to respond to that. And it kind of leads her to say, and I had to rewind because I'm still not sure I get the meaning behind this, but she says, this isn't an official confession.
Even he was like, Mechaski. I really like you more than a friend specifically. But I think she was just unsatisfied with like the way it went down, that he's like literally facing slightly away from her, doesn't look her in the eye. It's at a bar and she didn't really seem into like going to the bar and drinking, etc. It's like this isn't what she imagined someone confessing to her to be like.
And she got drunk too, so they had more than a beer.
Yeah.
It might not take that much for her, but
So keep in mind when they leave too, right? Io's trying to hold her hand. He tries twice.
Dude,
he
really likes her. I mean, he laid it all out bare there for her. He laid his heart out for her to stomp on it, if that's what she was gonna do. But it was funny. It was kind of cringy too when they were walking to the car and he's trying to hold her hand. She's like, no.
Yada.
Yeah, see that's the sort of stuff where I'm just like, I can't watch.
Yeah, it's rough.
But no, like, and that's the thing, is that when we've seen Io on like previous dates or whatever, the gym date, for example, with Risako, he was being pretty like flirtatious, right? But I think it was because he wasn't sure, he didn't genuinely like her. Now we're seeing Io on a date with Yui, and it's obvious that he really likes her. He's very nervous. He can't even look her in the eye. He's really laying it on thick and he's laying it bare, but he's not his usual flirtatious self that would be able to be very smooth with that sort of thing.
Yeah, he was less smooth.
Yeah, he was. He just didn't seem like himself the way he was coming off.
Based on the way he and Risako were having their interactions at the gym, I would expect it a little smoother.
Right.
I mean, it's like what Daly said a few episodes ago, where don't trust someone who can say they like you without being embarrassed about it.
Sure. Yeah, then it's
Their heart isn't going doki doki.
Yeah.
Right.
If they can just be like straight up, like you want to find someone that's like nervous,
A little
and
flustered.
like that's very flattering to have someone like that around you. And I think even the way Yui's behaving, I don't think that this discounts her entirely from having feelings for Io, because she's never had a boyfriend before. Like she might just be like, I don't know how to react to this. This is kind of a lot. Yeah. And she's on camera and she's going to a bar with a boy for the first time, and
Her mom is watching.
her mom is watching.
Mom is watching.
It's in her hometown. Yeah, I was surprised it's the first time she's ever gone to a bar.
She said with a bar with a boy. Maybe she's gone with like
is that what it
girlfriends before, but it's a lot at once.
Yeah. We find out more out about how she feels after the intro. We cut to the girls' room with Yui and Maya, and Yui's pretty drunk. You can kind of tell. You know, she's there. She's kind of just like laying on the ground, just kind of tired. And Maya asks how the date was, and Yui says she doesn't quite feel the same way about Io, at least not as strongly as Io was putting it on. But she did concede that she wants a guy who can give her new experiences, and Io did do that. Fishing, bar with a boy.
He's trying. He's putting in work. Like, give an A for effort on this guy.
Yeah, and at least he didn't pull a Shohei.
True.
Ooh,
He pulled kind of half of one later.
He's gonna. Yeah, I was gonna say there is a lot of head guidance.
Yeah, that was. I cringed even harder
in the
at
show.
that. Yep.
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah. But meanwhile, Maya, she's pretty defiant in saying that she and Kaito aren't in a relationship because they didn't talk about it after they kissed that night.
Right.
And I don't know about you guys. I kind of got vibes that maybe Maya has commitment issues. Perhaps.
Definitely. Well, she doesn't even. She's not even committed to like which gender of partner she wants yet. Still, right? They haven't really revisited that before, but that was one of her things. Like she was kind of giving clues that she was leaning towards maybe dating a woman too. And like none of her relationships with guys Maya is kind of complicated. We need to do like a deeper discussion about her someday because she doesn't like, she's not enjoying sex. She's not finding it appealing. There's a lot of layers going on here, and so yeah, I definitely am not surprised that she's trying to somewhat distance herself from Kaito, but she is still at the same time enjoying the attention and enjoying affection on a preliminary level, I guess here.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't just put it all on her either, though. I think they're both sort of unsure, right? Because we've even seen in this episode where Kaito was just like, yeah, I might be going abroad, right? Like we talked about, and he's not sure about the long distance thing.
But here's the thing that he has made up his mind up on is that I think he does want to be her boyfriend. He wants a relationship, but he is worried about the long distance thing. I don't think that's a deal breaker though for him. I'm not convinced yet that Maya even wants to be more than friends. I'm not convinced.
I couldn't quite. I don't think I am either.
Yeah, they haven't really talked about anything deep. They've just been very flirty friends that has escalated into like actual like physical affection, which I think that's fine to start a relationship that way and then move on to, okay, so now that we're both sure that we like each other, what do we want to do about this? Yeah. And they're both in very, I guess, unsure places. Terrace House is coming to an end. Maya's not sure what she wants to do. Kaito's not sure what he wants to do. I would put off that conversation as long as I could if I were them too,
Yeah, if there aren't like fireworks, right, like we saw before with some of the other relationships, then it could certainly just fizzle out and, go left unsaid in a way. Hopefully it doesn't happen that way. Yeah.
It's comfortable. I think that maybe Kaito's a little more like up on the affection feelings level, but I feel like there's not a lot of miscommunication happening here.
Yeah, I feel that. We get now two we get two shots of people doing their jobs, doing their work, which is kind of cool to see. We go to Techno Gym, Japan, which is a great name for a gym, honestly. Same.
Just constantly in the background.
Io's taking his little exam. I don't really think they say whether he passed. So
yeah, cool, you just assume.
Yeah, and then we go to Setagaya in Tokyo, where Darare is recording a little jam sesh. They're doing a little bit of work, you know?
This made me laugh so hard, and Colin, feel free to chime in here at all, but like the part that made me laugh so hard, I was like, fucking Japan, was when they were done like laying down the track, right? And then the lead singer, sorry, I don't remember everyone's name of the band, but the lead singer was like, that part in the first verse, the drum fill, I'm not too sure about that. And also it's a little too busy here, too many high notes on that. And then Masao was just like, yeah, okay, let's do it again. I won't do that anymore. And I was like, motherfucker, that's not how it happens in real life. There's like fucking fighting, and people are like, fuck you, I like this part. And like, no, fuck you. And it gets like, it's never just like, do what I say. Oh, sure, I will. Like, whatever.
I mean, I think your experience is a little bit more different than mine, Jack.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like, and like, there's definitely disagreement, at least from my experience, but it was never like full on fighting.
Dude, my band, they all had egos. It was crazy. It was like Kobe and Shaq, like fighting all the time, and we didn't have any mediator, so it's just like whoever got the maddest got their way, basically. That's how we made music.
That's healthy.
That's so. Is this some kind of monster again by Metallica?
It was crazy times, man. But it just made me laugh because it was like, man, if only it could go that smooth in real life the way it was in the studio here.
But you know what was smooth though? Fucking Masao's grooving.
Oh yeah,
like
dude, it was awesome.
Playing the bass is amazing to watch. But after they're done recording, they kind of all sit down, and Masao confides in them about Risako and all of that stuff. And what I kind of noticed, and I'm curious what you guys think about this, when Masao tells the two girls in Darare about the advice Anon gave him about, hey, basically like tell Risako every week that you like her, the girls are kind of like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Was it just me that picked that up?
Maybe because it's bad advice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know it would just, he got that advice because he did go out to eat with Anon, but I feel like he would have gotten better advice if he had gone out to eat with the female members of the band instead. Consult women on women's issues,
and
guys.
consider the source too. When the dude like obviously had relationship issues in the recent past, like maybe not the best person to reach out to on relationship advice.
Not great, but he says that Risako's coming to a show of Darare in December, so I assume that's what he's kind of hoping on. Like that's kind of his. That's gonna be his fireworks.
That's the Hail Mary, man. That's I'm gonna ask a girl to be my girlfriend at your church. Can I go there? That's like his version of this. God.
Watching him want to play bass, man, makes me want to pick up bass again. Ugh.
Maybe I was wondering, I was like, is that why they don't show him playing bass around the house too much? Because like, will they have to pay that band like licensing if he's playing their music? Like maybe is that why they're not showing too much of that?
Well, then again, when Shohei was on the show, they did play some 3-1989. So like,
yeah.
Granted, 3-1989 ain't as big as Guess You Know.
I was gonna say, but you're talking about like a bigger label. Who knows? I'm just trying to figure out why we're not seeing too much of that in the house.
Remind me real quick. Was 3-1989? Were they signed, or were they independent?
I don't know.
Good question. Hit us up in the comments. Let us know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah. So we cut now to the kitchen with Masao, Maya, Yui, and Kaito, and Masao is giddy. Because today Risako comes back from her week-long trip, and it's kind of it's adorable, but it's also like tone it back, like maybe bring it down from 11 to an 8.
Yeah, he's buzzing. He's excited. Risako comes into the kitchen, Tadaima, okari, and Masao is just there, like kind of sweating in the pot there at the on the stove. Did you guys notice that? And I was like, man, it's like palpable how like tense he is, right? And Risako just playing it super casual.
You are cutting ahead a bit.
Oh, sorry.
Risako doesn't enter quite yet.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good. But yeah, like there's this scene where everyone's kind of making fun of him for being all interested, and they all ask like, man, like why are you so excited about her? And he's like, does love need a reason?
Oh yeah.
the look he gave, like looking over his glasses, like, and everyone was like, oh, whoa, the poet Masao.
Yeah. But so Masao and Kaito leave the kitchen at this point, and this is where we get only Maya and Yui, and this is where some shit starts going down. Hasn't gone down quite yet, but we're getting there. To try to do it as simply as possible, Maya questions whether Risako has been honest with everyone in the house. She's a little bit like, oh, is Risako kind of lying to us? And Yui reveals to Maya that Risako said, and there's going to be a lot of he said, she said, get ready.
Yeah.
That Risako thinks going out with Masao was, quote, bothersome.
Mendokusai.
What was the exact phrase? Like, what a bother?
Mendokusai. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like you would say it about like sorting, like having to sort out the recycling. Like it's a chore.
Yeah.
Ugh. But there's a context or there's a nuance where that can be flattering, as the commentators suggested. As you suggested.
They were saying, like, what if she's all embarrassed? Like, oh, you know.
What a
like-
bother.
Like
What a
having to get
bother.
ready, like, oh, mendokusai,
Yeah.
mendokusai.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But it depends. But that's not the way Yui was making it sound.
No.
Yeah, Yui made it sound like it was a chore. And then
Brutal.
Yui reveals to Maya, so the reason Yui, have been uneasy around you, Maya, is because Risako told me that you think I was loud one night. And it was and it was bothersome.
Oh my gosh.
Like, this is so unnecessary to bring up. That's
Yes.
one. I love Yui, I do. But one of the things that bothers me the most about her is that everything's said and done, and she's just like, I'm gonna bring this up because
From
I never
fucking
got
2 months ago.
Yeah, I never got closure on it or whatever. And I guess since the other person isn't here, this is the ideal time to just drag shit out again.
Does she have that guilty of a conscience that something
think
as simple as that eats at her and she has to bring it up and then start drama because of it?
I think Yui is, and I'm going to keep saying this phrase over and over this episode, but I just think she's a habitual shit stirrer. She finds the shit and she's like, get me a paddle. I'm stirring this motherfucking pot and we'll see what happens. And it's never really worked out in her favor. It's created a lot of tension. It's good for drama. It's good for the show if you're into drama. But I don't think it's ever really served her. Like, to what end is she after here in bringing this up?
Yeah. And here's something I think I want to lay this down now because I might say it a lot in this episode. But one thing you notice about Yui when she is stirring shit up like this, when she's revealing these things that shouldn't be revealed, arguably, you notice she she laughs a lot. You know, it's
like
kind
a
of like
nervous laugh.
Yeah, it's definitely
like
a very nervous laugh.
she's performing something. You know, that's the feeling I get, where it's like she knows that what she's saying is going to affect the house, and she hopes that it does, but she doesn't want to fuck it up.
Yeah, I definitely feel like she knows that this is totally unnecessary. You don't need to bring this up. We're functioning without having to address the socks. The minion socks.
Minion
at that.
socks.
The
And
fucking
there was guys though on this table at this time when they're having this conversation. There was an empty Corona bottle. I wonder if that was Yui's. I wonder if alcohol played a factor. I wonder.
I don't know.
It was empty. It could have been Maya's. We don't know.
Maybe.
No idea, but this is turning into the sock incident. TM.
This is becoming a sock
TM.
incident. This like undercuts the whole meat incident
The
from
minion sockets.
from Boys and Girls.
Yeah,
at City.
yeah, because there's just so much to this incident, as we'll get into, compared to the meat incident. The meat incident's like, yeah, somebody fucked up, somebody ate somebody's meat, and there was an argument. That's it. This is like,
Yep, we'll leave it at that.
yeah,
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Good.
we cut to the panel, and Tokui is like, Yama, your aura is expanding. My scouter can't handle it. He literally says scouter, and I'm like, the Dragon Ball Z fanboy, and
this isn't the
is
first
so
time.
happy.
This isn't the first time they've referenced it. They referenced Goku and Vegeta in another episode.
It's true.
He's like, you piece of trash. He was glowing. He was smiling. He was cracking up.
I love Yama.
Yama.
I
Yeah.
love him so much. He's
Yeah.
so good.
And then they apologized to Kenta. They're like, sorry you came for all this girl drama. He's like, no, I love it. I got the winning ticket.
The winning ticket.
He did. He got a hell of an episode to be a guest on.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But so they're all kind of like, well, we don't really know exactly what's going on in this situation, but we do know Yui's always talking behind someone's back. That's what Yama says. He believes
Whenever
Yui-
she's always bad mouthing someone, whenever there's bad mouthing going on, Yui is around. She's playing party to it, and she's encouraging others to participate as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, mini Japanese lesson, because we're going to hear it a lot in this episode. In relation to Yui, warui is bad, Gucci is mouth. Warui Gucci shiteimasu is bad mouthing someone.
Well, I'm pretty sure I've heard that AKG song, Asian Kung Fu Generation.
And
Gucci means mouth.
This has been the Nihongo Corner with Daily Wilhelm.
There we go. I learned something. I know Gucci meant mouth.
Gozaimashita.
Interesting.
Gucci gang. Gucci
So
gang.
we cut now back to the kitchen, and this is the part where Jack was talking about earlier, where Risako does come back in. Masao is slaving over that pot. He's fixed up his bangs. He's doing something different with his hair.
The emo bangs.
Yeah, bad move, dude,
Risako
with all that
notices.
sweat.
He did it just today, and he's trying to make an impression, but he was trying so hard to play it cool when Risako came in. Risako, to me, was just like naturally just acting fine, like, right? Like, not bothered. Yeah. I didn't really get the sense that she was really looking forward to seeing Masao. Hate to say it, pains my heart to hear that, but I didn't get that they were really like maybe couldn't wait for this day to reunite after their date or anything like that.
Right.
So she's super casual, you know, because keep in mind the cliffhanger after last episode was like, oh my gosh, like, you know, full gears here. He's almost saying too much. Hopefully he doesn't blow this. Like, what's going to happen with them? This episode, we have to wait till like 20, 30 minutes into the episode to get them in the same room because she's gone for that. He's gone recording and she's gone for the shoot. And so I was really looking forward to this, as you know, the way last episode ended, and it was just kind of a letdown. He still kind of said stuff that embarrassed Risako, right? Yes. When he said that he was embarrassed because she complimented his bangs or something like that.
Yeah,
it was a little awkward.
Yeah, and also I think the bangs were a bad move because you're slaving over this hot pot, dude, and you're sweating, and it just makes your bangs look all sweaty and kind of gross.
Wind sweat.
He had that look before. I've been watching Gesu no Kiwami Otome. Oh no.
There you go.
Yeah, videos all day. And that used to be his thing, is that he just had bangs.
Interesting.
Yeah. He also had he's gained some weight over the years.
Used to be a skinnier boy.
So yeah.
Guys, metabolism's a hell of a thing.
Yeah.
Wait till your 30s. No, it's he picked this day to cook too, right? So he's cooking in celebration of Risako returning. He made Masao's dressing, right?
Everyone loved it. It was all delish.
It looked good.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
We get like this weird little moment that sets up the next maybe 4 minutes of the show. Made me very uneasy. But at the dinner table, while everyone else was there, Io turns to Yui and asks if she drank again today. And Yui says no. And then Io kind of like tries to playfully like jab her arm or something.
Please don't touch me.
Don't touch me.
Oh, yeah.
She said, please, I think. I mean, I wouldn't either because like clearly there's a booger somewhere on his finger. Like I wouldn't want the touch either. And I had to rewind that. She was like, did I read that right? Is this like this 8th grade? Like she lives in 8th grade. Yeah. She's very... I don't know. Just there's a lot of things going on in Yui's life specifically that are very just immature for someone that's in the job market, out of college. Right. So she was like, "Yeah, don't touch me." And I was like, "Oh man!" I was like, and then I came to the realization. I was like, "This house is full of 3 dudes that like 3 other girls that don't really like the dudes back very much." Like across the board. And we are setting ourselves up, ladies and gentlemen, for 5 episodes from now. There could be 0, goose egg, nada, nothing, no love in Terrace House to end this. It's a real possibility. And I don't know if I'm happy about that or I'm sad about that. I'm kind of frustrated right now, but maybe when we get there, I could be happy about it. I don't know yet.
You're forgetting about the episode 48 plot twist where we find out that Masao and Maya have been making out this whole time off the camera, and we didn't know because
they were
that's
holding
how
hands.
It works.
They were holding hands.
It could. I don't know. This could get crazy.
Dude, this is 3 dudes that are into 3 girls, and they're pursuing them very hard, and the girls are not receptive right now. This is a real thing here, guys.
Koi no yokan janai.
And that's fine. We don't need love to happen in this house. You know why? Because we've got fucking war blooming in this house. So much war.
Love on the battlefield.
Yes. But before we get to the war, I need to talk about Io and Yui sharing AirPods watching a movie on Io's phone.
That was like sitting on needles for me. That was so uncomfortable.
They got TVs there. It's a weird thing. But first they start out on the table. Okay. Yeah. And then she's like, "Oh, do you want to move down there?" And then cue the sexy music.
Yeah, but it wasn't sexy.
Nah.
It was
It wasn't.
She's like,
very uncomfortable.
I love the quotes, choice quotes here. She's like, please don't pull me close to you.
Yeah.
And they're under a blanket together. It's not hard not to be close when you're fucking a blanket length away.
I was uncomfortable. I was
very
uncomfortable.
It was super
Especially,
weird.
It was. I feel like he was directly trying to steal. Kaito and Maya did this the other day, so it'll work for me too.
Yeah, it was very recent,
he was trying to steal the strategy.
Yeah.
But Yui kept leaning forward and away, and in just all her body language was like, I'm not comfortable with this. And I wasn't comfortable with Ayo's hand under the blanket. I was like, Ayo, stop it.
It was weird. And here's the
Stop
thing
it.
too, if we remember right, so right before this, let's just fast forward or rewind just a little bit. Before they started watching this and sharing the AirPods together, he looked back, he leaned back, watch again, he fucking picks his nose and is like, do you want to sleep together tonight? And she's like, why would I do that? But listen, dude, I realize he's got either his mustache or something is tickling his nose, or he's got some rogue nose hairs up in there, but he's touching his nose a lot. And I don't necessarily, I'm sure he's picking it too. Clearly, that's a complaint. But I just think he's got kind of a nervous tick in a way of touching his nose as a comfort, as a way to make himself comfortable.
Yeah.
Is what I gather from that.
I want to break down that question though. Do you guys feel like that was out of nowhere? Do you want to sleep together tonight?
The way it was edited is definitely out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know
out
what
of
they were saying before then.
It was out of nowhere, and I just don't understand how he read the situation that way. She would agree for that to that idea. And the whole scene when he was putting his arm around her, and she was obviously very uncomfortable. She was squeezing her shoulders together, don't fucking touch me. And but what is an enigma to me is why. If she knew she was going to be that uncomfortable in that situation, why put herself there? I would have just she should have. I'm not trying to blame her, but
they speculate about that on the panel. Does maybe she's just looking for the picture, that image to be out there for Terrace House fans, something like that, to get that image out there.
Sense to
but
me.
here's the thing: consider the possibility too that Io, he likes to joke around and make really crude, dirty jokes, apparently. And I kind of am considering the possibility that when he said, "Do you want to sleep together?" it was kind of like a joke because she's so uptight.
I didn't get that sense. I think Daly would have.
I kind of see it was a joke. I mean, if she said, "Yeah," I'm sure he would do it. But I kind of feel like he was poking around, little kid, immature shit, right? He's poking her at the table. He's just asking her dumb questions.
But
I don't know. I think Daly would have.
I think he was joking.
I think Daly would have better insight into this, but I can't help but get the feeling
into Io joking.
Well, no, just from because she could actually understand the language. And also that I couldn't help but get the sense that just Yui was pressured into the situation, because I just don't get the sense that she wanted to do it in the first place.
Yui was the one that said, "Let's go down there."
Yeah, I mean, maybe she was expecting to sit on the couch instead of uncomfortably close together or uncomfortably in the chairs. I think if she was 100% into this, she would have been do you want to go to the playroom and watch on the TV there? But I really feel like Io is just literally stealing Kaito's idea and being oh, they got closer because they watched a movie and then they slept in the playroom together. Let's do that, Yui.
Yeah. I also think Yui is, now that she knows, she's aware, she said this, I'm aware, I'll consider that now in all of our conversations that you like me. So maybe she's just trying to test out if she can stand to be 1 foot away from him too. She's trying to feel it out. And she did fall asleep too.
I don't think she can. I don't think she liked it.
I think they might end up together.
Really?
I think of the three couple or the three pairs, I don't even know what to call them right now, but I think they have the highest probability of being something after the show. I'm going to put my chips on the table for these two to be together, of the three couples, pairs, whatever you call them. That's what I think. Calling it now.
I do think she's trying to figure it out. I think she doesn't want to outright be I'm not interested in you, because I think there is that interest there. But I think that she's just not sure how to proceed from here. This is her first time for everything. And I think that this whole interaction revealed something for her more in the way of maybe I'm not into this. Maybe I'm not into him.
It comes with a lot of caveats, because he's breaking a lot of rules that he needs to change about himself in order to make it real for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that, but I think I'll put my money on Maya and Kaito, though, to answer your question, Jack. I think they're more likely.
No, dude,
to
I think Maya ain't feeling it, bro. That's how I think. I think Maya's gonna be like, no, we're good friends. That's it. Kaito's gonna move out, and that's the end.
All of my money is on Masao and Maya. Step on me.
That's what I want to happen, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I want Maya. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I want Masao and Risako together. That's who I want more than anything. But I think the highest probability are these two right now, Io and Yui. I'm just gonna say it right now. With 5 episodes left, we'll see what happens. I mean,
Maya and Kaito have already kissed though, and they both wanted to do that. So,
but kisses mean nothing.
Yeah, kisses can break it off. Like, oh, well, we kiss. That's there wasn't anything. Now it's done.
Io grabbed Yui's head and pulled it closer to his shoulder. That means more than a kiss, in my opinion.
I was like, don't do that again.
Yeah,
what did you learn from Shohei? Why are you grabbing people's heads, people?
It was
bad. It was so bad.
Gosh, really guys, we can do better, guys. Quit pulling people's heads.
You ain't making us look good, guys.
It's not cool.
So let's move on from that hellish hellhole and go into a little skate reprieve with Kaito filming a skate video down in Kanagawa, south of Tokyo. And he kind of confides in his one friend, like, hey, so there's this girl I like, but long distance. What do I do? And his friend's like, oh, I did that once before. It ended badly. Don't do it.
Yeah, like I think his friend said that they were apart for a year, then they got together, and then they got a place together, and then at the end of their lease or whatever, they split up.
It was within a few months. They realized that they couldn't live with each other.
Oy. But then they had to keep the lease, though.
Yeah.
At least
I don't know. But
they know that they could live together. Kaito and Maya.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
When bills aren't involved. We'll see what happens when, I don't know if the skateboarding's pulling in the money.
That's why he's trying to go pro and make that.
Exactly.
Make that sponsorship.
Make that
money.
Olympic dosh.
That's another reason why I don't think it's going to work, Colin, because I just think timing is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
He doesn't even really have a job.
Yeah, I'm not saying
She's
that.
still looking for a job, too.
I'm definitely not saying that they're guaranteed to work or anything like that. I just, at the moment, I can't, I would argue that they're the most likely to happen for the time being.
They're the only ones kissing right now.
Right.
Of the 3.
Right.
There you go.
Smooching.
Guys, let's go to Storm Normandy Beach. This is the worst.
Ladies and gentlemen, the main event of the evening.
Holy shit.
Guys, there's so much. So we go to the girls' room. It's Maya and Risako, and they're just chilling. But it's not chill for much longer.
It's not chill.
It's very not chill. And
no chill.
Maya kind of jokingly maybe brings up the whole, Yui's been telling me things about you, Risako. And, she's also told me that you said, that I think Yui was loud. It's so hard to convey this, I think, in written spoken word. But basically, Maya brings up these things that Risako said. And Risako's like, I didn't say any of that. And then we get to the Minions trademark, socks, where Maya said that Yui said that Risako said.
My head hurts.
I know.
We need a diagram for this.
We need like one of those crime
maybe
scene
we'll
charts,
publish that
like with
alongside
the push pin wall with the colored string, with the correlations and the Polaroid.
Is this the Kingdom Hearts timeline?
But yeah. Basically, according to Yui, Risako only got those Minion TM socks for Maya out of obligation, not because she wanted to, because she was already getting some for Io and Yui. And again, Risako's like, that's not true. And then Maya said that Io said, I know that Risako doesn't trust Maya because Maya blabs in front of the camera all the time. To which Risako again says, that's not true.
So everyone's lying on everybody. Where's R. Kelly at?
Everybody's lying on everybody.
Yikes.
And then they're just like, fuck it, just bring Io in. Where's Io? Go get Io.
Oh, hold on. You don't get there yet. Hold on. That's way up.
Because then Yui walks in the door.
Right.
Tadaima.
Right.
Oh.
And everyone's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, and then she's like, hey, Yui, fucking Risako said she didn't say what you said. And the body language on Yui, go back and watch this. She wanted to pretend like Risako wasn't even in the room. She turned her whole shoulders and squared up with Maya, and was just like, and like,
And-
she could tell she's like, fuck.
And this is after Risako was crying, talking about how which is the way she said it was really interesting, because she was like, I feel like Yui has it all together and I don't, but it just feels really bad having like someone younger than you like not respect you. Like she took that, old hag comment really to heart.
Yeah, she felt like
Yeah.
Yui was being condescending to her, which like that sucks. Coming from someone who is 7 years younger than you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me about it. Robert does it to me every week on the show.
Yeah, you old hag. You old Jack.
Fucking,
You're
you old. Yeah, old.
You old.
Period.
But I think what I do kind of appreciate about this scene is right now this is an argument between three girls, a 20-year-old, 21-year-old, and 28-year-old, right? And I do love how Risako has a lot of these moments where you can tell like with age comes wisdom, because she says, and I quote, "Why would I say all that while giving someone a pair of socks?" Which is like so obvious. Like, yeah, it's a pair of fucking socks.
The fucking Minion TM socks. Like, what the fuck?
Thank you.
Especially, the part of the situation I really don't understand too is that this assumes that, I mean, she had to have had 3 pairs of Minion TM socks. So like, what was she gonna do? Give Io 2 pairs or give Yui 2 pairs and then
Or did she
be
give
done with
did
it?
she
Or-
give Io and Yui pairs and then run back to Target and grab another pair? Because
That's not how it happened though, because
Right,
it's
I
like it's
know,
a
like-
souvenir.
Yeah.
So she bought 3 pairs of Minion TM socks. Clearly there was forethought put into, and here's a pair for Maya.
the mistake was made when she didn't just get everyone in the fucking house socks. If you're gonna buy
I
one person's
guess.
socks, that's the real mistake,
I
Risako. What
wouldn't
the fuck are you
buy-
doing?
I mean, we don't know exactly when this was, I guess, but I wouldn't buy Sota socks. And, she really hasn't interacted with Kaito much at all. So, like,
Yeah.
Yeah, someone buy Shunsuke some fucking underwear too. What the fuck?
And do you think maybe she didn't bring any for Masao because she was worried about how would Masao react if I gave him a gift?
he'd be all over those
Oh
socks.
yeah, he'd take it the wrong way, wouldn't he?
Wait. So
I found romance in Terrace House.
to back up a little bit, wasn't this something happen? It's something that happened that like soon after she moved in, right? Isn't that what she said?
This was a while
Yeah.
ago. Yeah, that's the problem. And pull out your fucking oar, Yui. Let me find that fucking bathtub full of shit because I'm going to stir the fuck out of it right now. She had to bring up that shit when Risako was gone. Okay, it wasn't there that week. Okay, she's forming alliances. She's basically, as the panelist said, she basically is trying to make sure if there's ever a 2-on-1, she's not the one. That's Yui looking out for Yui there. It's a really shitty
Strategic.
thing. It's really shitty.
Yeah, and the tough thing is when you constantly try to play both sides so you're not the one, you eventually will become the one because both sides will realize what you've been doing. You've been a double agent.
Dude.
Yeah, like her whole face during this entire exchange, Yui was just sitting in the middle of it like, oh, okay, I'll go get Io. Oh,
Yeah.
what's happening? I don't know. It's like, Yui, you're not innocent in this.
And it's like she keeps trying to say, "Oh, but I totally for real for sure absolutely heard Risako say that. Risako 100% said that she doesn't like Maya or she didn't get Maya the socks."
I don't know if she's telling who's telling truth here or not. I'm sure everyone thinks they're telling some version of their truth all at the same time. But what a tangled web we weave when at first we do deceive. And it's just so lame. And I'm sitting there, my wife's next to me, we're watching this episode. We're like, this is legitimately a middle school conversation happening right now, a middle school argument. Like, why is this a big fucking deal? I mean, they don't trust each other. There's no real major alliances amongst the girls. There's already been multiple rifts. They're really just trying to smooth it over just so they can live together. But they're not going to be friends. They're not going to be,
fuck no.
on each other's Instagrams after they leave the house.
That's
It's
the thing.
pretty clear.
If something like this blows up into such a petty argument out of just socks, like after this, they're like, yeah, this particular thing might get smoothed over, but there's no way in hell they're coming back from this. Like, there's no way they can have any sort of friendship.
Also, being concerned that someone just speaks their mind to camera is a little different than saying, I don't trust you.
Yeah, and Risako does clarify that. She's like, I never said I don't trust Maya. I know who Maya is. I know that's a character trait of hers, so I already take that into consideration when I talk to her. That doesn't mean I don't trust her, right?
Right.
But let's pull the camera back a little, right? This isn't just about Minions TM socks. This is kind of this goes a lot further, I think. This kind of goes to them trusting each other on a base level. You know, like there's a lot of uneasiness among the three girls in this house. I mean, we got last episode where Risako and Yui are kind of like, oh, Maya, you don't do the chores a lot. You know, that's been some animosity that's been building for probably weeks. And now we've got this new animosity where all Yui is throwing in is just like, hey, she didn't want to buy you socks. Like, that's a very simple fucking story. But the fact that it's blowing up into something this big, like, there's definitely more underneath the surface.
Yeah. That she felt the need to... First of all, Yui felt the need to bring it up, but we know Yui does that. But then that it stuck enough with Maya for her when she was alone with Risako to be like, hey, Yui said this.
Yeah,
and it's been bothering me.
Did Yui think that, like, they were going to keep the secret? They were going to keep it under their hats? Like, you know, the fact that she's saying...
No.
Like,
she seemed like it when she was confronted.
Like, especially, too, consider that one of the arguments was, hey, Maya can't keep a secret because she blabs to the camera all the time. So then, like, why would you think she wouldn't directly talk to Risako about this? You know, it's...
I still don't understand that comment either. Like, what is being blabbed? Like, where I don't see any examples of, like, Risako told me that she has a weird scar on her foot. And then she told the cameras that
they don't have
Risako's
confessionals.
got this weird scar.
Well,
yeah.
Either,
eventually, we do bring in Io, right? So we go get Io brought in.
Oh, so just right then, like, so when they're like, well, let's go get Io, I was like, fuck. Can you imagine being Io? He's probably picking his nose somewhere, minding his own damn business. And then Yui comes, like, gets him. He's like, join me in the girls' room. We're all having a major he said, she said argument. I know you can't wait. Let's go upstairs right now.
No, what if he got excited? It was like Yui was like, can you come to the girls' room? And he's like, yeah, I can.
Even
Come to the girls' room.
Even worse.
Okay, so Jack, I need to know. Can I pick your brain for like 1 minute?
Like, Io picks nose.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think when Io's not on camera, his finger's just right up there, just immediately? Like when he knows he's not on camera, he's like, bam, there it is. Yeah, that feels so good.
Hawking loogies, finding a wall, sticking on. I mean, it's kind of becoming his stereotype
brand.
now. That's what he does.
Io nose picker Fukuda.
Yeah, I mean, they named an episode after himself.
It's true.
So I was like, fuck, when they like get Io, my heart just sunk. I was like, that's every man's nightmare to be pulled into a triple fucking, threat. Oh, it hurt.
So before we get to Io, though, the show blue balls us a little bit by cutting to the panel.
And that's when Kenta was like, I got the winning ticket. This is awesome.
Exactly. And I love how much the panel is just as mind fucked as we are right now. They're just as excited, about seeing what's about to happen. And we get to witness a rare moment where Tori-chan and Yama agree on something.
Yeah.
Where they're both talking about the Yui Io little watching movies with the AirPod thing.
Yeah.
And they were both like, oh, maybe Yui was just trying to position herself for the camera so they could get a clear picture of her pure romance.
Yeah, Tori said that, and then Yama was like, you caught my blind spot, Tori-chan, you're right. He's like,
yeah,
you're making me tingle thinking about it. So she was like kind of saying something that traditionally Yama would have thought of, but she got to it first. It was cool.
And Tokui's like, okay, Tria and Sato, calm down. Like kind of portmanteauing their two names. It was great.
They were on the same wavelength there for that. It was a moment. That doesn't happen very often on the show if you know Terrace House.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
let's get back to the trenches.
Then Io's there, and I'm just like, the whole time I'm just like biting my finger like, oh fuck, I would hate to be that guy.
Yeah. And like the panelists say, they expect him to side with Yui because he likes Yui, and men are simple.
And hey, listen, that is valid concern. He's not gonna fucking ruffle her feathers here. He's not gonna. And maybe they don't realize that. But he's definitely not going to fucking sink the ship, whatever he's got going on with Yui.
Yeah,
and
shit.
It's real.
I feel like Maya and Risako probably realized that. They would have to at least take that into account, I would assume. Yeah.
Everyone knows that Io
Right.
really
So-
likes Yui.
He basically corroborated the story that he thought it was weird that Maya was wearing the socks because he thought that Risako didn't want Maya to have Minion TM socks.
Yes. Yeah, Io basically doubles down. He's definitely on Yui's side, so now Yui's up
Sitting right
too.
next to her.
Yeah. It's so weird. But I hate to leave our episode of Tadaima on this cliffhanger, but we have to because the show leaves us on this cliffhanger. Yui's just like, well, what about the hand-holding incident?
Dun, dun, dun. And I'm like,
Yui,
wait,
what
what?
the fuck?
What?
Yeah,
the
what the
fuck?
fuck?
Throw more shit on the just fucking
Dude,
just like shoveling in more shit. Just shoveling it in.
We need to speculate on this, like, because when that term went out there, the hand-holding incident, Maya made a face and a smile and was starting to blush. Did you guys notice that, or was it just
Yes.
me? Maya reacted and Io reacted, and they were kind of like, "Oh fuck."
So
Dude, I hate this.
might have to go watch the next episode like right
This is
now.
like
I know, me too.
is
I'm like,
Theories.
"Fuck this."
Theories, though.
This
Theories
is-
before.
Yeah, this is straight up
what is it?
burns it from Boys and Girls in the City, I feel like. But done in the shittiest way.
What is it? What's the incident?
I think, if I had to bet, Risako and Io held hands.
No, at the gym.
I don't know. But that's where my
Lava rock
vote's
date?
going.
Did they say?
I-
Oh, let me ask this: did they say that that's why? Didn't Maya say this is why no one trusts you, Risako? Because the hand-holding date incident is that
yeah,
what
she
the-
did say
is that
something
how the
along those
context
lines,
was?
didn't she?
That she said that's why no one trusts you, Risako. So maybe you're right, Robert.
Because do keep in mind, Yui also says, that's why I brought Io in here, to resolve that incident. So it has to be something involving Io and Risako, right?
Oh.
I'm
Yeah,
putting
that would be my
you're-
guess.
You're swaying me.
See, what my guess was, because I feel like this is Yui trying to, like, remove herself from it and put the focus back on
Dude, shh.
the animosity between Risako and Maya.
Yui
I feel like
is
it was going to
scary.
be Yui's scary. I feel like
scary.
it was going to be about like, oh, well, you know, at one point Kaito really liked Risako and they held hands. Did you know that, Maya?
That would have been some shit.
But isn't this about Io? Oh, so wait, are we saying it doesn't involve Io? The hand-holding incident?
I don't
don't
know.
know.
I didn't get that context.
No one's guessing Masao held hands with anybody.
Honestly, though, like at the
so process
at, the end,
elimination there.
at this point, it could really be anything.
Guys, can this get more fucking middle school than this? We're arguing about two grown adults holding hands.
Wait, here's my off the wall prediction. Because I have to. Maya and Risako held hands.
Hey.
Or Maya and Yui held hands. Because we talked about that before.
Or Maya and Yama held hands.
It was when Maya went to visit Risako modeling. They went out for soba noodles afterwards and held hands.
And they tongued down.
That's going to be in the Lost
No?
Tapes episode. No, all right. So now you're swaying me now, Robert. Now you're swaying me. Now I'm thinking it totally could have been Io and Risako. They definitely had the opportunity to hold hands. Is this a thing?
Is this a crime?
I don't-
Do we
Is
need
this
to
a thing?
establish?
No,
Dude,
that's
is this a thing though where it's like we're going to reveal that there's a fucking secret relationship going on behind closed
Yes.
doors?
Yeah, man.
Probably.
Like,
but that's
like that one
don't-
shit?
We are we are
those other
opening
ones?
closed doors, boy.
Bruh.
I don't see the value in Yui bringing that up though.
Maybe
I don't if
It's a
if
smoke screen to get the
Risako and
fucking
Io
heat off
maybe.
her.
together.
To Yui, it's a play to like get the
Because
to
then
get
that
the
would
heat
turn
off her.
Io against her.
I don't
I
know.
would think.
Yui doesn't like her. She doesn't care. Or you like him. She doesn't care.
Well, because here's the really fucking annoying thing about this right now, right? Is that we're kind of playing a courtroom game at this point where we're trying to establish motives and opportunity and shit.
Yes.
But we can't really pin any motive on anyone because this could very easily be, oh, Io liking Yui is a front for the show to make him seem more friendly and like, oh, he likes the virgin mom, like cool. Or maybe fucking, I don't know,
The virgin
Maya
mother.
is a
The
virgin mother. Yeah, because it's her two defining
Yui.
traits.
TM.
Yeah, or I don't know, maybe like Maya actually is bi but didn't want to reveal it because I don't fucking know. Like there's so many possibilities.
So because Maya said this is why no one trusts you, Risako. I think this is between
was that
Io.
said?
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Go back. God,
that's a line.
That's why. Yeah, it's a powerful line. You don't just throw that out there. That's why no one trusts you. So I'm thinking it definitely has to do with Risako, obviously. And Io's in that room, and Yui waited till Io was in that room to bring up the hand-holding incident. I'm pretty sure Yui's the first one to mention that and use that term. And so that's why I agree with Robert that it has to do with those two. They're probably held hands. There might have been some smooching. I don't know. Obviously, it fizzled. I don't see it happening more. Obviously, he's moved on to Yui.
Right.
He told Risako as much, but it's just like it was a thing that maybe the housemates felt entitled to know. I don't know.
It's
like,
how it
why
is,
would you?
but
Yeah, why would you show that?
I'm
shit
guessing
if
it's one of those.
not gonna go anywhere?
I want to add some context real quick though, in that in America, yes, hand holding is very like middle school to get worried about, but
Fucking is.
in Japan, that's actually like the equivalent of the first kiss in a relationship. Almost like it's a very big deal even among adults.
Oh, so when
That's
when
why
he was going for the
Yui-
handle, or is that what they're talking about? No, Yui cannot be talking about when he was trying to hold her hand.
No.
Maybe, but I doubt it.
But so that's why it was a bigger deal because he was trying to be like, hey, let's seal this deal here. You're my girlfriend. Let's hold hands to the car. She's
Like
"Ugh, no."
you wouldn't hold hands with just anyone.
Right.
I'd hold Colin's hand.
I mean, I'll hold Jack's hand all day.
Okay.
But
Yeah, let's do it.
Neither of you are Japanese.
Okay. Hey.
there it is.
There you go.
I bet. Yeah. I really just want to go see the next episode because I need to know what the fuck happens.
Oh, I have to.
Yeah,
It's a
let's
must.
go.
It's a must.
Let's go watch it.
Yeah, let's just bring it home. Okay, guys, bye. No.
Okay, thanks, bye.
Okay, bye. Yeah, we're done. We're gonna watch the next episode. And here's the fucking ironic thing: is I'm willing to bet our viewers have probably already.
Oh yeah,
binged
they're
all the way through it. They
listen
know
to this.
what
They're like,
happened.
oh, you guys have no idea.
You lucky fuckers. You get to binge watch this show.
You know what? Comment down below if I caught you and you actually said, "Oh, they're all wrong."
Oh, yeah.
You're wrong.
But yeah, let's bring this home so we can finally watch that next episode and catch up with everyone else. Hey, if you were watching this on YouTube, feel free to comment down below and let us know, how would you react if you got a souvenir and it was revealed that it was only given to you out of obligation rather than wanting to be given to you?
And also,
or if you don't want to.
okay, go.
I was just going to say, if you don't want to talk about it on YouTube, you can go check us out on Facebook at Tadaima Clan. We've got a little fun group of people there, and you can talk about it there.
What I was going to say is if you're on YouTube, I should have just cut in there. If you're on YouTube, ding that fucking bell. Fucking ding it.
Yeah,
Get
smash
notifications.
that like button. Eradicate that subscribe.
Whoa.
Just please.
Click the dinger.
Gently click it.
No,
Calm
smash
down.
it. Destroy it.
Yeah.
We are about to hit. We're
Like a Fabergé
at the
egg.
time of recording. We're about to hit 50 subscribers.
We're getting there,
big shit.
guys. We're marching on. Well, I'm just glad we have more subscribers than our last show. Let's keep the train rolling. Word of mouth.
Rip.
Help us spread the word, guys. Help tell your friends about the show.
And
Bring
and
them
there's something in it for you too, in
Yes.
the form of our contest here. I mean, entertainment value as a whole and
Yeah.
fun times.
I mean, hopefully.
but-
No,
This past hour was
Fuck the
garbage.
show.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll just skip the
Yeah.
shit.
Why the hell are you listening to this anyway?
No, but there is actually like something of monetary value in it for you as well. So like we did last season when we were going through part 5, we're running another contest. And to enter, all you have to do is leave us an iTunes or Podbean at, we exist at terracehousepodcast.com. Easy to remember. You can leave us a review there and then send us your username via any channel. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, etc. So that we know Instagram, so that
Snail
we know
mail.
that you did it. Sure, we got a PO box. No, we don't.
No.
But
Not
yeah,
yet. Not yet.
But we just want to make sure that it's you and that you're entered. And if you've already left a review, you're already entered. So the contest is running until the end of April 30th. This is not an April Fool's Day joke because the prize here is, drum roll, please. Anyone? Thanks. $100 Amazon gift card, y'all.
Hey.
Hey,
Hey,
who couldn't use
that's-
one of those? I could. I
Seriously.
turned in my lease car this last week and got a new car, and they gave me a $100 Amazon gift card. And I promise you,
That's what we're giving
I'm
you.
not just, no, I'm not just
gonna re-gift
re-gifting that. No, I'm just saying I'm looking forward to that gift card. They have to mail it in snail mail. I'm like, seriously, you guys can't just email me this? And they're like, what's email? And it's
Yeah.
like, fuck.
What's an email?
We're not going to mail it in snail mail, but it does help us to contact you at the end of this contest if you send us your username and your review, just so that we verify everyone is in. Everybody's here.
What is
And
an
we're here for
electronic
you.
mail?
So I need to ask, Daly, do you think April Fool's is at the end of April?
No, I know it's at the beginning of April,
It's the April 1st day.
but we're coming up on it now. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
this is no joke.
yeah.
There are no jokes on this podcast.
No,
This is a
we
very
don't fucking
serious
joke.
one.
Clearly.
This isn't fucking funny. This is serious Terrace House shit. Close this out, Robert.
Okay. If you have any questions, comments, theories, anything you thought we missed in this sock-filled episode, you can email any and all of those things to us at questions@terracehousepodcast.com, or you can tweet it, Insta us, whatever. We have all of our social medias down below. Catch us this Friday where we finally figure what the fuck that hand-holding incident is, and
Oh, God.
probably just, like, that's just going to be a banger of a show.
This show
I'm
is
willing to
great
bet.
at cliffhangers. They fucking really are. I just want the payoff. I need to know. I need this.
Yeah,
I
and-
need to know this.
And keep in mind, we're getting to the end of like a whole series, and shit always blows up at the end of a whole series. So
4 more weeks.
get excited. This has been Tadaima. Thanks for listening. Itekimasu. Email us at questions@terracehousepodcast.com and follow us on Instagram at TadaimaGram and on Twitter at TadaimaPod. Check us out on Facebook and YouTube at Tadaima, a Terrace House podcast.